Imagine the debit card was designed after the launch of a smartphone. What would it look like?
Sometimes in 2019 or so, right? The guys at Eyowo walk into the office. In the course of the discussion, we felt there has to be something different for the market. There was this bold idea. And the questions we're just asking ourselves, why should there be the card details on the physical card itself? At that point, I paused and I said to the guys, this is like you talking about where we're going. Then I think we have a journey together.
I think first and foremost, it's important to note that it took us about 3 years to create a better card. We started out by asking ourselves, what does better mean for a card? The way the debit card has been designed makes it very vulnerable to fraudsters, right? People who can basically pick out the numbers that are on your card, the information on your card, and use that information to make payments online on whatever platform it is they want to make payments on. We took out the information on the card and kept it within the Eyowo app to ensure that it's a lot more secure. We approached a couple of partners, first of all card schemes, as well as issuing banks, to figure out exactly how we can get this done. We met a lot of pushbacks, but in the eventuality of things, we aligned on, I would say, the problem statement and what exactly we're trying to achieve. And we're able to get a couple of partners who were also very interested in the vision that we had, right? And those partners are MasterCard as well as Providus Bank.
One important thing that I think that we try to solve for is access to finance. The challenge that you face is because of infrastructural deficits, distribution of bank network, people who naturally should have access to financial services don't. And that has really proven to be a challenge when it comes to financial inclusion. So our digital first approach is, how do we make that whole interaction better? How do we digitize the point of onboarding as a new bank customer? How do we simplify the KYC process? And how do we enable payments, right? Without you having to physically go to the branch to request for a card, to activate your card, to then use that card. And so that was the foundation of Digital First.
A meeting was set up with MasterCard. We went down to the MasterCard office together, had a conversation with the product team at MasterCard. We had to apply for something called the Digital First program that would allow us issue a digital card before the physical card.
Customers can now, through a digital app, self-onboard. They can complete their KYC right there and then on their phone. They can access a request for a card and actually use that card not only for e-commerce transactions, but we also have included elements that allow them to use that card on their phone to make physical payments at a point of sale.
Traditionally, how we work, it's a bit more easier for us to work with financial institutions because our processes are designed to support them. But with emergence of new banks like Eyowo, we needed to go back and create models that would allow us to work seamlessly with them. And in MasterCard, that was a big challenge, because we needed to make changes in processes. But we're able to pull that through because in MasterCard, we have visionary leaders who made that possible. And today, here we are.
Providus as a bank, we pride ourselves as a future-forward bank. And so this is a part of the intent that we have. One, to disrupt what is going on in the industry, to give a new perspective to people about, what the card should be. I mean, the cards have been offered in Nigeria for over 20 years or more, and it's always been, you pick up a card, you see your card number, you see the names, and a lot of information in the physical one, which I feel is not safe, especially when you look for a transaction to be completed. I mean, those are the details that you actually need.
For consumers that actually do like to have a physical plastic, you've taken the card design one step further by eliminating the card credentials, so the 16-digit card number, the expiry date on the card, even, just to make sure that if you leave your card on the table or you present the card to a merchant, you're not concerned that somebody's going to steal your card details, right? Because all of that information is stored on the digital card.
How do we design a card where the most important thing was the person's name on it? So designing the better card was simple, but like you would know, designing simple doesn't necessarily mean easy, because it had to start by being bold to strip off the conventional, to strip off complexity, which was literally like, how do we design a card where the most important thing was the person's name on it? No number, nothing else. Eyowo's color is orange, so our predisposition was to design a card that was orange, so people would see it and feel, oh wow, what bank is that, right? But then again, in that very moment, we decided to be a little bit less of us and a lot more about the person, right? So we iterated an orange card, a black card, an orange and a black card, a card with patterns, a card without patterns. But we just ended up at this simple idea of a black card with radial lines surrounding our logo. So, and that was all about Eyowo. We decided to end at just this simple rendition of our promise, which is less of you and your bank, but you and your money. Right? And what a way to personalize something beyond taking just the number off, ensuring that the person's name was the most important thing on the card. So when Gloria takes her card, or when Victor, or when David, or Bassett, or anyone, right, takes their card, the only thing you should see there is your name, and just then again, a bank that actually believes that you can be better with money.
The Eyowo Better Card is built on simplicity, transparency, privacy, and safety. So for simplicity, we wanted to make sure that the card was very simple in terms of requesting for the card and easy to use as well. In terms of transparency, we wanted to make sure that you knew how your money was moving, using it at an eatery, using it as a fuel station, using it at the ATM. You get to know insights around how your money is moved. You get SMS. And in terms of safety, we wanted to make sure that if perhaps you get your wallet stolen or your bag stolen, you have no fear at all that the card is going to be used. And if you even want to have control, you can go on the app as well and freeze the card to make sure that you just feel some level of control around your finances. So it was very important for us to make sure that our customers had safe cards and had full control around their financial spend as well with their better cards.
In building a better card, we had to consider how we're going to ensure we deliver quality for the customers all through the process. So we had to consider the risks at every point of the process. This was the reason why we decided to go for the beta program, which was going to assist us in finding out if all the assumptions that we had made about the product and about our customers' usage of it was going to translate into how the customers were going to use it.
We had a beta testing rolled out to about 500 people. I'll say 500 users, to ensure that before the full rollout, we had tested everything in terms of experience, in terms of the number of clicks, in terms of response time.
And that made us realize some things that we needed to learn about the process and also help us improve in the card experience for the customers.